What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, Roxstars. So first story up, a serious one. We got to talk about JazzyRowe. Okay, JazzyRowe is Jazzy is her nickname. I didn't write down what her real name is. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, Jazzy is a freshman at the University of Hartford in Connecticut, and she was placed in a dormitory room with a Caucasian student, also a freshman by the name of Brianna Brochu. Okay, and from the beginning, Jazzy could tell that maybe she and Brianna was not going to be the best of friends. As a matter of fact, she always noticed that Brianna and her just did not seem to click. But anyway, trying to make the best of a situation. She's in this dormitory room. She's got to go to class. She's got to stay somewhere. So this is what it is. As time has gone on, she's been in the room, hasn't been the most comfortable. She says that in her studies, going to class and living her life, she was getting sick a lot, going to the doctor, not knowing what the problem was, but she would have throat pains. She would be so hoarse sometimes that she could barely whisper. They could never find out exactly what her problem was, but they did notice that she would have like an infection in the back of her throat. There was some bacteria back there, and they would prescribe her antibiotics. But that was neither here nor there. She was in this room with Brianna, and she was living her life. But finally, the tension got too high in the dorm room, and she decided that she was going to move. When she let Brianna know that she was moving out of the room, she could tell that Brianna was happy. As a matter of fact, she picked up her phone and started immediately texting. She's packing up her stuff. She's getting ready to go, and the RA for her floor put her up on what exactly Brianna might have been texting about. Wasn't that she was texting, but she actually was tweeting that she finally got the Jamaican bitch out of there. That she had been doing all kind of shit to this girl the whole semester long with the hopes of maybe running her off. And look, it had finally worked. Well, what was she doing, you may have asked? Okay. She told her followers that she had been rubbing soiled tampons on her backpack, that she had been putting spoiled clam dip in her lotion, that she had been spitting in her products, that she had taken the girl's toothbrush and said that she put it in places where the sun doesn't shine. I'm just assuming it could be her coochie or her ass. I couldn't even really read all of the shit that the girl said that she had been doing to this Jazzy girl, because it was grossing me out. Like, anybody that even handles a dirty tampon, who does that? Like, when you, I know I'm getting a little too, TMI here, but when you pull out a tampon, you ain't really trying to do nothing to it but drop it into the toilet, okay? Or wrapping it up and putting it in the trash. Ain't nobody really trying to walk around and rub it on shit. What the fuck kind of nasty ass people are out there? So, anyway, once the girl had tweeted this information to her followers and got a good giggle, I guess, with some people that she had, done this to her fellow Jamaican student, Jazzy went and reported it to the school, and the school did nothing. Well, actually, what they did was they made her sign this paperwork that said that she could not talk to the girl about it, and she couldn't talk to anybody else about it, basically trying to put a gag on what the girl did. Now Jazzy is the fucking victim, but Jazzy having sense enough to know that no, this is not right. Even if the school is trying to put a gag on it, she did make an Instagram live video letting folks know exactly what happened and what the school did about it. And then, surprise, surprise, the school springs into action, and all of a sudden, they are kicking Brianna out, and she's being arrested. I just found out that she actually was arrested for hate charges, hate crimes. And of course, now the school is all, we are dedicated into providing an environment that is, that every student of every race and every color is able to, strive and learn and prosper and all of this bullshit. Okay. And that they are going to make sure that they, tackle these issues head on. I don't know what kind of head on it is when, you tell this person who is the victim to not say anything. Okay, they were going to sweep this thing under the rug, and just thank God that Jazzy knew that this shit was not normal, and there was no way that she needed to keep quiet on this. But I can't even understand what is the mindset of somebody that doesn't. you may not like somebody, but when a person hasn't like physically done anything, a person hasn't done anything to you, what makes a person so evil in their mind, in their soul, in their heart to do something like this? I can't even imagine. Okay, something is fucking wrong with that Brianna girl, and I can't believe that the school was even going to, let this slide originally if Jazzy hadn't said anything. I honestly, I cannot believe it. But I guess I shouldn't be all that surprised. I mean, this is up in Hartford, Connecticut, I assume. And, they say it ain't too many of your cousins up in that school. So, this is like kind of the one thing that I have some, even though it be shit going on in the HBCUs as well, I do have some little bit of relief knowing that, Joe is at a black school, and I mean, we got other shit that we got to worry about. But having to deal with, hate, prejudices, and racial violence and shit against them, that is at least something that I don't have to worry about. So, but too bad. And fucking crazy. I hope Brianna ass go to jail for a good little while. Put nurse damn toothbrush up her ass. The girl been sick. Can you imagine? Oh my God, just the thought. When I was reading the story, I was like, this is so gross. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to talk about it in top of the blogs because it is just nasty. I don't do good with blood and vomit and spit. Like, those kind of things, like, grosses me out. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about this Brianna girl. But anyway, they say that the, few black students that are at the school are, around her, surrounding her and protecting her and making sure that she is okay. But if that was my child, I'd have to get her ass up out of there. I'm sorry, you got to go somewhere else. We can't be dealing with this kind of foolishness. Anyway, you guys, like I said, Jazzy, hold your head up and we'll keep our eye on this story and see what happens in the future. Shame on you, University of Hartford. I'm sure you can tell by my face what I'm about to talk about. I had already retired Tyrese's dumbass from Top of the Blogs because I absolutely cannot with Tyrese. And I think I said something along the lines of I was not talking about him anymore unless something really big happened. And I still wasn't going to talk about him today, but this story was too big and it was all over the place. There was really no way I was going to be able to ignore it. I knew I either needed to talk about your president or Tyrese. So I put it to the Roxstars and I let you guys vote and let me know who you thought I should talk about. And you guys said Tyrese, which is easy enough because I don't have to do any research for Tyrese. Trump would have required me to read up a lot on what's going on because I have not been following it because I don't give a fuck about none of that. I just want a motherfucker to go to jail. I want somebody to get indicted. I want Trump to get thrown out of office. Okay, and until that happens, I'm not paying attention to none of the rest of this. I know that Auntie Maxine said that, the impeachment would happen in December. I'm just going to keep on waiting till then. Okay, so Trump aside, let's talk about Tyrese. Now, I'm not feeling real forgiving today, and I really don't care. I don't feel sorry for Tyrese because I feel like he has done it to himself. Do I feel like he's going through some sort of episode? For sure. Do I feel like Tyrese is mentally ill? I think that he might be having some sort of mental breakdown right now. But I also feel like I said, Tyrese has put himself here. And it really, as much as I normally will have some sympathy or empathy for people going through these kind of things, I just cannot find it in my soul to feel it for Tyrese. And it might be because that I have there are things about Tyrese that I have that I don't even know. There's things about Tyrese that I feel he's done terrible that he's done that eventually shit comes back around. Y'all say call it karma, okay? Reaping what you sow. Any of these kind of things that could be what it is for Tyrese. So, he was on camera yesterday crying, saying that he's not doing anything illegal. Please don't take his baby away from him. That he's just a father. He wants to be with his daughter. And look, I got all that. Okay. Yet and still, you don't get to be a tyrant in the past. You don't get to beat up your damn baby mama. Okay, you don't get to whoop the hell out of your child to the point where she's afraid of you. You don't get to terrorize people by following them with investigators. You don't get to put all these posts, all of these things, because you guys know just not too long ago he was posting like, oh, you know, I'm sorry that I fell in love and that you didn't, okay, and that you can't have me, and you know, he's making it seem like this girl is jealous of him, and the fact that he got a wife and that she didn't move on and get her husband. But y'all, I'm sorry, Tyrese has always held the cards in that relationship because he's rich, okay? His ex-wife didn't have nothing, so now, you know, he kind of takes advantage, and you know, his wealth and his you know, his place in Hollywood up until now has afforded him the ability to act a goddamn fool out there in them LA streets, and really nothing happened to him. Okay, we have seen it happen with a whole bunch of men in Hollywood, but Tyrese is a whole nother thing. And without me trying to get all into, you know, what I may or may not know about Tyrese, I don't feel sorry for him because he's an ass and he's a jerk. And really, I feel like that he is more upset with the fact that he's been able to get his way so long that now that, oh my God, it might not work out for him in his favor, now he can't deal with that. It's not the fact that, I mean, it could possibly be the fact that he won't maybe be around his daughter like he would like to be. But a lot of it also is just that he just cannot believe that the judicial system and that the judge is actually looking at him in a negative light. Okay? The judge tell you don't have any contact with the child. You flying banners and shit over their school. No, this kind of shit pisses off the judges, because when they tell you don't do something and then you be making a damn mockery of yourself and the court system in the social media and everything, honey, them judges have seen it all. So you can do all of this for social media, and then when you get up in that courtroom, the judge be like, nigga, I told you to shut up and sit down and wait for my judgment next time you come to court case. Now, you've been running the fuck amok for like weeks and weeks out here, and then you want me to come in here and feel what for you? Okay, because you can't even listen to what I tell you to do. So, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for him. Now, do I want the man to be taken from his daughter? No, but if his daughter is afraid of him, and if he's doing shit like whooping her really hard where she can't sit down, and you know, if he's terrorized, I mean, if the girl is afraid of him, then there's something that needs to be done here. Okay, maybe they can do some supervised visits or something, you know. But I don't feel one sad. I don't feel a tear. I don't feel a prayer circle or reaching out the hands of prayer or anything, because I kind of feel like he is calculating. I feel like he is doing a lot of it for attention. You know, I just feel like he's trying to play this whole thing up in the media, and I don't feel nothing. Now, if you feel something for him, then that's fine. Okay, and if you guys want to get down in the comments and get your little prayer circle together, I'm not going to be opposed to that, because you know what? The Lord will definitely look out for those that can't look out for themselves. But me, myself, personally, Roxanne, no, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I cannot do it. I don't think that Tyrese is crazy, though. I honestly don't think he is. I think that he is super arrogant, and that he's an egomaniac, and that he is just so used to getting his way that he just does not know how to handle any other way. I'm just really more concerned for the little girl, okay, and what's going to be best for this little girl. That little girl is old enough to tell the judge exactly what she would like. We just gonna hope that the mother did not coach her into, you know, saying some things that she didn't necessarily mean. But I will say that the mama has been saying for years that Tyrese beat her up. Okay, she said it back in the day when it was actually happening. She has said it since. She's always maintained the same story. I guess maybe because he beat up his wife doesn't necessarily mean that he would beat his child. But if you was a battered wife, Would you want your child to be dealing with your ex-husband if you knew that he possibly whipped her so bad that she couldn't, that would cause some alarm in me. Okay, I would be concerned about having my child around the daddy if I knew he had it in him. All right, so that's all. I can't say nothing else about a child. I'm just really just gonna wait and see. I don't even know if I can fully retire him, because if something does seem to happen, if he does seem to do something to himself or something, if he don't get, any kind of joint custody or some kind of supervised visits with this girl, then, ain't no telling what he gonna do. And we'll have to talk about it then, but I'm sorry, you guys. Roxanne just don't have it in her to feel sorry for Tyrese. Okay, Tyrese, I'm going to need you to get it together, and I'm going to need you to get it together soon. Okay, mentally ill people are real, though, out there. I guess I should say that. It's my public announcement, my duty to society, that mentally, people are mentally ill, and, folks should get some help for it. People are saying things like, well, why nobody is stopping him, and why can't nobody, take his phone, and why isn't his wife stopping him? I'm gonna tell you why. Because Tyrese is somebody that does not listen to anybody. Okay, you cannot think that it ain't people around him right now telling him, man, don't get on that phone no more, don't post shit else. He will keep doing it because he does what the fuck he wants to do. Okay, so you can't control somebody that, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. He has not been admitted into any type of 5150 hold where, he's a disservice, or if he's unsafe even with himself. I mean, this man is out there living his life, so people can't tell him what to do. Okay, if I want to fucking post something, that's what I'm gonna do. And Tyrese strikes me as one of those ones who will not listen to anybody. That's why he is the way he is. And talk about The Rock, is the reason why he can't make no money. So you're saying that you really thought that Fast and Furious was gonna keep on going forever and ever and ever, and that you was never gonna be able to make any other money on any other movie? They say that he fucked up his chances in Transformers, and that he was on set and he was acting a fool because he knew he had Fast and Furious kind of in the bag, and he figured he was going to make a lot of money from that, so he just really didn't care about Transformers. But, y'all listen, out there in them Hollywood streets, Tyrese ain't got the best reputation. Okay? It's a lot of people that say a lot of bad things about Tyrese. All right? So, like I said, I can't, with him blaming The Rock, and I can't, with him thinking that everybody should be kind of, focusing their whole life around his troubles. I can't with him he's so self-centered, and nobody else can see it. People can't see it because you just all feel so sorry for him because of the tears and the fact that he might not see his child anymore. But he still is in his own way. He still is his own enemy. Okay, he still is the problem in this thing. All right, and until he sees that, which I don't never see him seeing, because that's just how he's built up. So again, y'all do whatever you got to do in them comments. If you feel the need to, get together and stretch out the hands to the good Lord about Tyrese, and y'all have at it. But as for Roxanne, no, just no. Alright, you guys, so your girl Wendy Williams, she had her Halloween episode on Halloween where she dresses up and they have a Halloween costume contest, and so this year was no different from any other year. She was up there, she was talking about getting this contest started, and she said, so let's get started with the caress, and all of a sudden she got the blinking and reaching up to her head and stumbling backwards, and next thing you know, she fell out. And when I saw that video, I was like, did Wendy just have a stroke on national television? They blacked out immediately, went to commercial. After, the commercials had aired and ran, then we came back and Wendy said that that was not planned, that was not, that was real, that she had overheated, she passed out. But because she's a trooper and she's ready to do the job, then she's here today and she's back and she's ready to get the rest of her show going. But when I watched that, I was just like, nah, Wendy girl, I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna, this ain't normal. Now, I have been overheated and I have been dizzy and I have felt like I was going to pass out. I guess maybe from me just doing it, I haven't seen what I look like when I've gotten overheated and felt woozy. But for some reason, I just can't think that it looked like that. Like when you saw Wendy Williams with that blinking and that kind of reaching up to her head, like to me, that seemed like there were some misfirings, like, you know, when a shit is just not quite going right in your head and you know it. Because when she said caress instead of costume, that's when I think she realized, like, fuck, I know that I meant to say costume and I said caress. All right. And then that's when she kind of was just like, something's wrong. But I can't believe the overheated thing. Okay, now people that have been to the Wendy Williams show all have talked about how cold it is in that studio. They say that Wendy Williams even complains when she is on the set talking about how cold it is in that studio. I don't feel like Wendy Williams had on anything that would have made her be overheated. I mean, she had on a wig, but she wears a wig every day. Okay, she had on a costume, but the costume wasn't especially thick. I mean, she was the Statue of Liberty. She looked very pretty, by the way. I thought that costume was really pretty. The color of the wig and everything, I thought it was all very pretty. But the overheating story just didn't do it for me. Later on that day, after people were still real concerned about Wendy Williams and it was all the talk, she came on to her social media and you know, she was at home in her robe, okay, on the couch with every fucking, you know, we had Powerade, nigga, we had Gatorade, bitch, we had Pedialyte, nigga, we had water, juice, all this on the damn table. I said, Wendy, girl, if you don't go somewhere with all these damn props, now you gonna drink all of that on the damn you gonna water down your blood, all that damn drinking. Okay, Pedialyte. I know that Pedialyte is really the best for when you are, you know, when you need to replace the electrolytes and when you need to, you know, get your shit back together and you dehydrated. Okay, we used to give it to the babies, and Joe and Jada used to love them some Pedialyte. Okay, the bubblegum flavor, the orange flavor. They would gobble that shit up so fast. I was just like, oh, I wonder what it tastes like. Y'all ever taste Pedialyte? Man, one time I was real dehydrated I had like a stomach virus and I had been throwing up and I had diarrhea, TMI, I know, but you know, everybody does it for like 3 days. You know, that is a long time to be just having throw up and diarrhea and you ain't really ate nothing. Okay, so I was fucked up. And the doctor was just like, get you some Pedialyte. Okay, that is going to be the best to, you know, replace and replenish. So I said, okay. Well, nigga, I went and got her damn Pedialyte. I poured me a nice heaping glass. Because remember, I just told you Joe and Jada used to love that when they was babies. I took a good gulp of that. I was like, what the fuck? This shit tastes like juice with a whole bunch of fucking nickels in it. That shit tastes like metal juice. It is so nasty. I was just like, please get that shit away from me. I don't really want that. I'm gonna have to deal with the Gatorade, okay? Because the Gatorade also replaces electrolytes, but I mean, as strong as Pedialyte tastes, and I know that probably is the best. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. That shit nasty though. But anyway, you know, she had all this shit on the table and she said that she's going to be fine and people need to not worry and all of that. And I was like, okay, look, Wendy, if you ain't gonna worry about it, I'm not gonna worry about it either. Okay, because I got plenty other shit that I can worry about. All I'm saying is that is not normal for you to be doing all this blinking and carrying on and falling out and then just like that back okay. You cooled down that quick, still had the same costume on, still had the wig on, still had everything on. So I'm not buying it. Now we know that Wendy has had some issues as of late, you know, a lot of the shit going on in her marriage, which I do believe probably is going on and she's trying to handle. So, you know, Wendy might have some shit that's going on. People are saying that, you know, it could be she's back on drugs. I don't know. I don't really get the she's on drugs feel. I just don't have that feeling. I mean, it could be, but that's not really what I feel. I just feel like that, you know, Wendy might be having a lot of stress in her life and she could have had something, you know, like a mini stroke where you're able to get back to your life, but you know, passing out just is not normal. Passing out is never normal. But like I said, she can't worry about it, then I'm not going to worry about it either. We just going to see. if anything else goes on with Wendy Williams. But yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about the memes, y'all. Motherfuckers are so mean. But some of them memes are so funny. People were saying that it was too soon. But you know, social media, in the world of social media, it ain't never too soon. But yeah, I done got me a good giggle off of them. I mean, she's saying she fine, right? So we should be able to joke about it now. But I'm just saying, Wendy, girl, take care of yourself. Alright, you guys, so hey, Chrisette Michele, I guess I spoke her up last week, huh? When I was talking about your girl Tina. And then I said that, Tina was going to try to take the Chrisette Michele route. And then lo and behold, that very same day, Chrisette Michele came out with this whole story about where she's been since, the inauguration. So you guys know that she sang in the inauguration back in January. And we had been told her that wasn't a good idea. And she had said she was going to do it anyway because, it was time to heal and it was all of that. Okay, kept on telling her don't do it and she did it. And then everybody clowned her. Everybody dragged her. She had a really rough time. She went on the Breakfast Club and she still tried to explain why she did it. Okay, I mean, now we definitely know that you cannot do anything to support Donald Trump without the black community, okay, just really being done with you. But I guess back then she didn't realize the wrath of the black consumer, all right? So she did this inauguration in January. Since then, she's had a lot to happen in her life. They say that her label, Capitol Records, dropped her. And if you ask Chrisette, she says it's from the backlash from performing at the inauguration. If you ask me, it's because Chrisette has been putting out bullshit for the last couple of years, few years or whatever, and nobody was going to buy her music, okay? They let her kind of go off the cuff and put out that last little EP. People wasn't really feeling it like that, and Capitol Records cut their losses, okay? Yes, it's a shame that it happened during this time, and maybe this did add to it and finally put the nail in the coffin, but it was like nobody was really going to buy that Chrisette Michele album anyway, because I think that, she had done lost a lot of her fan base just from her music not being the same as it was, okay? But she says from the inauguration, so okay. She said that she got depressed, that she was drinking a lot, and, she started to have suicidal thoughts. And, okay, if she was having suicidal thoughts, that's too bad. You ain't wanting people to be killing themselves over just singing at a damn inauguration. Okay, so okay. Y'all know I'm telling you today, I'm just not feeling real forgiving. Okay, but I mean, I guess I feel a little bit sorry. I don't want her to kill herself. And then she talked about her miscarriage. Now, you guys know that she had recently gotten back together with her manager that she was suing for like 10 years. And then they decided that they really was in love with each other and they got back together and all of that. Supposedly she had gotten pregnant. I guess the stress of everything else that was going on in her life, and if she was drinking, okay, then you really shouldn't be. I don't know if she was doing that while she was pregnant. But anyway, she was very unhappy, and the stress from all of that going on in her life made her have a miscarriage. So then I read that and I was just like, well, damn, that is fucked up. Okay, because anybody who has suffered from a miscarriage knows that it is a lot on you emotionally and physically. So I was fine with that. I read the story and I was just like, well, damn, I guess she did kind of go through some shit over these last few years. I mean, it was kind of dramatic, but she is an artist, and they got the flair from putting 20 on. I mean, I'm not saying she putting 20 on 10, but just kind of really flowering the story up and all of that. I mean, okay, so she has that in her. But just the gist of the story, I was just like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. I guess to just really drive the whole point home, then she posted a picture of her miscarriage. Because that's what you wanted to see, right? I was just like, who does this? Who posts pictures of miscarriages? So I was baffled. I said, Oh, that Chrisette really done kind of went off the deep end a little bit. You get to post it. I mean, who done actually sat down and gathered up the blog and put it on the table and actually took a picture of it? So then I was just like, the girl that's going through it. Okay, well, you guys know in this world of social media and the World Wide Web and the internet at large, we can go on and see and find whatever we want to see and find if the shit is not yours. Come to find out that picture of this miscarriage was from a blog. Gosh, I think it was called the Parent Center. My damn phone erased all of my notes, so I don't really have it. So I'm going off the top of my head. But there was a blog where a girl had written in concerned that she had had a miscarriage. And in her letter, she explained that she went to the bathroom. I did think they were expecting her to miscarry, but she didn't exactly know what to expect. And she was home. She went to the bathroom or something. And this is what came out. And is this a miscarriage? And she took a picture of it and posted it on the blog. Now, again, that's a whole lot of information. But okay, when you look at it in, context, she's on this blog and she's talking to other people about all things pregnancy and miscarriage related. Okay, so she took the picture and that's it. Come to find out that was the picture that Chrisette posted. And I said, now I know good and damn well we ain't that out there scouring the web trying to find pictures of miscarriages to put up on our damn own story so we can garner sympathy from other people when the shit is not even ours. Are you really out here posting miscarriages just so that people could feel sorry? I was just like, Now, if this is what Chrisette Michele is doing out there with her time, then I really ain't got time for Miss Chrisette. Okay. Then the story started to get to this whole, well, it wasn't her, it was her brother posted it, and he put it on her Twitter and all that. I don't know who put it up. Okay. Why do the brother got access to her Twitter? Like, why is he doing that on her shit anyway? So I don't really know what that story is. But if she did post a picture of a miscarriage that was not hers, then I am totally done with Miss Chrisette Michele. So I'm sure you guys will know, okay, if indeed they did research enough to find out that if she posted it or not. Y'all let me know. But yeah, I just was like, what the fuck is going on? She was going to be on the Breakfast Club this morning, and I didn't get to hear it because I had other shit to do this morning. But I'm assuming she apologized for whatever. But I really want to know if they talked about this whole miscarriage thing. So you guys let me know if she even did, because that is the part that is going to be whether or not I continue to be a Chrisette Michele supporter or not. Okay, I wasn't really done with her after the inauguration. I mean, I knew it was a bad idea, but this, like any other thing, shall pass. And if she was just gonna still put out good music, I was still going to, what she didn't hurt me personally. But if you out here pulling stunts and shows and shit like this and posting blobs of babies that ain't made it to full development on the website and try to make people feel sorry for you, then I can't do it with you no more, Chrisette. So y'all let me know, was she lying? Did she really do it? Put it in the comment section below. Alright, you guys, so all the shit that's happening in Hollywood, the implosion, the sex scandals, the rape scandals, Weinstein has opened up the floodgates and everybody is accusing everybody of anything from being inappropriate to full out rape. The latest person to get caught up in the fury is KevinSpacey, one of my favorite actors. Evidently, there was an actor who came out recently and said that when he was 14 years old, he was at a party and that KevinSpacey had accosted him and wanted to have sex with him. Now, it didn't happen, but the little boy, who's grown up to be a full man actor now, never forgot the story. So he's telling people his story now. And KevinSpacey came out and said, yeah, I was a son of a bitch back in the day. right. I used to drink a lot, and even though I don't really remember the incident, if I did do that, if I did make this child feel uncomfortable, then I apologize. Okay, so that was really kind of, in my opinion, it's sort of kind of, Kevin Spacey knows that there's some stories about him out there floating around, and instead of him just coming out and denying it 100%, that he kind of just gave enough to say, like, damn, I was tripping back then, because just in case other stories start to come out, he ain't never really said that he didn't do it. So he apologized. It was enough of an admission that Kevin Spacey is now one of the ones that is, reaping what he sowed. Okay, now House of Cards, one of my favorite shows on Netflix. I watch it every season, but I do agree that it was time for that show to start winding down. Okay, the shit has really gotten out of control. They're supposed to be having this 6th season. When Kevin Spacey came out and said this, they first said that they were going to cancel the show after the season 6 was going to be it. So I was like, well, at least we'll get a season finale and everything. But as time has gone on and the heat and the pressure has come against that television show and Kevin Spacey, they finally decided to just forget it. So the show is on hold indefinitely, which means basically that they've canceled it. We're not even going to get a finale. We're not going to find out what happened with Frank and Claire. Okay, I was really ready for them to kind of kill off Frank and let Claire run the whole thing. I was talking to my brother. He was like, even Claire can die. I was just like, not Claire. That's my girl. I mean, child, you don't know icicle cold, frozen hearted power until you know Claire. I was about to call her Claire Huxtable. Claire Underwood on House of Cards. But anyway, yeah, House of Cards is on the child is gone now. And it's too bad. I just heard something. They was talking about Dustin Hoffman. I didn't really read the story or hear about the story, but I heard some little whisperings that somebody came out about Dustin Hoffman. I mean, we got people talking about all kind of folks out there in Hollywood. The question is, why is everybody coming out now? And, why didn't they say, what happened back when it was happening? I mean, that's an easy enough answer, because they didn't think anybody was going to believe them. They felt like they could possibly lose their job. Okay. They could possibly be blackballed in Hollywood. These are powerful players in Hollywood that you are accusing. So, like anything, when shit happens, you wait until somebody, kicks the door down, and then everybody rushes in. It's the same with these kind of accusations. Once somebody opens the door and finally says something and enough people believes them, then that opens the door for somebody else to say, you know what, it happened to me too. Now, in all of this confusion, yes, there are people who are lying as well. Or there are people who are just really trying to be a part of the discussion and saying things, that really is not a rape, is not even an assault, is not any type of, it might have just been inappropriate behavior, or the person could just be an asshole. All right. So that doesn't really count, but everybody's kind of trying to jump on the bandwagon. So yes, there's people that are lying. There's people that are, putting 20 on 10, and then there's people that's telling the truth. All right. But in all, everybody ain't lying. Okay, so yes, it did happen, and people knew in Hollywood that this shit was going on. So even though it hurts my heart to see, my favorite actors such as a Kevin Spacey having to go through it, it's just like, well, you did it, and hey, all things finally do come out in the wash. Ain't that what your mama used to say? What about everybody talking about Kevin Spacey coming out? I was just like, now, how is it that I knew that Kevin Spacey was gay and nobody else? He didn't just come out, y'all. Kevin Spacey has been gay for a long time. Like, I don't know who didn't know that he wasn't gay. So I'm just keep on reading these stories of saying that he came out. I was just like, you could just look at him, you tell he's gay. And I don't even know if he even had to have come out. It was sort of like, kind of like that whole Elton John. Like, you ain't never, has Elton ever come out? So just like Kevin Spacey been gay, I always knew he was gay. I thought everybody else knew he was gay. But y'all, oh my computer is about to mess up. Let me get on off of here. But not surprising, Hollywood is one cesspool pool of a whole bunch of sexual inappropriate behavior. It's time for people to get being called to the carpet for it. And maybe it'll clean up. And maybe it'll be a safer place for our children, for our women that are working in that environment, everything. So, we'll see. But yeah, this week it was KevinSpacey. We'll see who it is next week. You guys are really not going to believe my phone has erased everything. Like, I don't have none of my notes. I don't even really remember what I'm supposed to be talking about. So I'm mad. I do remember I wanted to talk about Cardi B and this being her year. 2017 was great for Cardi B. She hit #1 on the Hot 100s Billboard. You know, the second female artist to do it without a feature. She's been on covers and she's been performing at award shows. She's won awards. She was the princess of New York Fashion Week and everybody had their eye on Cardi B. Okay, we know she's been in this relationship with Offset and she was performing at a concert in Philadelphia and Offset did propose to her. Okay, so I thought that was really, really sweet, okay? Because in this, hyper masculine hip hop world where, a lot of these guys out here just do not ever want to claim if they are with somebody or not. They're always the bachelor, just so they can bag as many hoes as they can. It's good to see that a lot of these rappers with big names that are out there and everybody can see are willing to put a claim on a woman. Okay, let me not make it seem like we, material, like we property or whatever. But you guys know what I'm saying? It's good to see that he wants to express his love and let people know that he loves her, and he proposed to her in front of, thousands and thousands of people. And of course, she was very excited, almost lost her wig. I said, girl, hold it down. He gave her a beautiful 8-carat pear-shaped diamond, just like mine, you guys. Mine is not 8 carats. But the, much less carats, but the same shape. Love the pear shape because not many people buy it. I actually wanted this shaped diamond because I remember when Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith got married, he had bought her a 4-carat pear-shaped diamond. And I always thought her ring was beautiful. So I was like, oh, that's what I wanted. Anyway. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about, y'all. So anyway, it's been Cardi's year and very good for her. Nothing but happiness. I think that she is a girl who works hard and deserves it. Let's talk about the drama surrounding motorsport, okay? That is a song with Amigos and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. When the song came out, I just so happened to be in the car that day and I listened to it. I put it on Snapchat and many people snapped me back and thought that Cardi B's part was better than Nicki Minaj's part. I thought that the flows was different, but I was partial more so to Cardi B because I want to hear the old Nicki Minaj flow and not this new slow kind of, all you bitches is my sons type of flow that she had in that song. But I mean, the song was just cool. It was Migos, them saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It was just the same kind of what you hear today. But as time goes on and I listened to the song again, I was like, well, damn, it sort of seems like Nicki Minaj is talking about Cardi B. I was just like, but maybe she's just talking about women in general. But it's hard to separate and put something in a generality when it ain't really no other female rappers around to compare it to, okay? I mean, you got your smaller names and then you got Cardi B and then you got Nicki Minaj, all right? So... and really, Cardi B is the only one who is kind of on the same wavelength as far as the look of Nicki Minaj and, how she looked and how she dressed and her I can't get my words together. Her effect on pop culture and all of that. So I'm just like, well, it sounds like she's talking about Cardi B, but maybe not. I was just like, so Cardi B gets on a song where she's talking about her. Maybe she's just, turning the other cheek and, being adult about it and not really just paying attention to what Nicki Minaj said. And maybe she just gonna put her own flow on there. But it was weird a little bit. didn't think nothing else about it. Now Joe Budden comes out when he's on his podcast show, and he says that he thinks what happens is Migos had this song, had Nicki Minaj on it. Nicki Minaj is talking about Cardi B, and once Cardi B found out about it, she was pissed, and that's why they broke up. You guys remember when they had that breakup where she was on social media talking about, you know, you got to do what, you know, the old shit that you used to do so these new niggas wouldn't, you know, think that they could take advantage of you or some shit like that. And she was saying that she was single and they was throwing up the peace sign to each other, and her and Offset was going through this. So Joe Budden said that probably was when she found out that they had this song with Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj was kind of talking about her and all of that, and she was pissed off. And the only way to kind of fix that was they would then put Cardi B on the song so that Nicki Minaj would be on there and Cardi B would be on there. And then he said that the reason why the flows sound so different is because she wasn't originally into the plan of that song. And I said, you know what? That sounds very feasible. Now, is it or isn't it not true? I don't know. But it sounds like that could be something that happened. Since then, Nicki Minaj has come out and said that is not true. That's not what happened. You know, she had the song with Migos. You know, they asked her, should they put Barty on there? And she said, let's do it. Okay, and that's what they did. I don't know. Did Cardi B come out and say anything about it? See, Cardi B is in this really strange position. Cardi B is still not an A-list rapper. She's still not on Nicki Minaj's level. So she cannot afford to come up against Nicki Minaj right now. She has not gotten to that part in her career. She still has to put out an album, not mixtape. She still has to, you know, she still has to grow. Now, she can very much do it, but she's still not quite there. So she can't quite come after Nicki Minaj, and she don't need to say nothing that's going to make Nicki Minaj look like she's lying, make Nicki Minaj look like she got a beef with her, anything. That's why Cardi B really kind of keeps it real quiet when it comes to Nicki Minaj. Only when she really has to say something, she will, and it's never anything negative. So I don't know if Cardi B has come out and said that it's not true or not either. Maybe she has. But what do you guys think about Joe's theory? Do you think that that's really could be what happened? I mean, I guess it will. It could have. Now, we might not never find out about it, or if we do, it'll be years and years and years and years down the line when everybody old and, you know, we sit back and chuckle about, you know, stories like how you hear about Fat Joe and, you know, 50 Cent now. They laugh about the things that, you know, they did back in the past and how they didn't get along and all that. So maybe we'll find out about it like 15, 20 years later. But, y'all just tell me what you think about that, because when you really, really listen to that song, the song is strange, but maybe that's how they wanted it to go. And maybe Joe is just reaching. And child, I don't follow none of them close enough to really even give a fuck. Okay? But y'all let me know what you think. All right, you guys, lastly and quickies, I'm looking through my request on Instagram to see what else you guys was asking me to talk about, because like I said, my damn notes are gone. Remy and Lil Kim, they have a song that's coming out. Remy was just signed on to, I believe, Columbia Records. She got a multi-million deal. She's going to be putting out an album. Congratulations to her. I know everybody is talking about her, saying how Nicki Minaj was a slave to the record label, and now she's done the same thing. I don't know, child. I don't know what the deal is or whatever, but you know, multi-million dollar in my mind can't be bad. Okay, supposedly her and Lil Kim are making a song together. It's supposed to be a diss track to Nicki Minaj. Do we know that for a fact, or is that just what people are assuming because it is it is Remy and Lil Kim? Me personally, I don't want to see no more diss tracks between Remy and Nicki Minaj. It's tired. First of all, it's done. We don't need to keep on harping back and forth on it. And it would be cool to just see Remy and Lil Kim just doing something together. Now, I'm not no real big Remy Ma fan, but I love Lil Kim, and I would just like to see her just, you know, get on a damn record and flow and just be like Lil Kim that we used to know and love, you know. But all this fighting back and forth with Nicki Minaj and stuff. I'm tired of it. But do we even know for a fact that that's what the song is about, or is that just what people are assuming because you know, the two of them are on a song together? I don't know. But congratulations to Remy Ma and her multi-million-dollar deal. People want me to talk about Halloween costumes. Like, why? Halloween is over. What I'm talking about? I don't care about what the celebrities look like. It was their costume. Okay, yeah. You know, I guess people want me to, you know, talk about whether or not I had any feelings about Kim Kardashian dressing up as certain people, and I have no problem with it. It's fucking Halloween, okay? They can put on a costume if they want to. You act like she was in blackface, which she wasn't, okay? So she wants to dress up as Aaliyah, as Selena, as Madonna, as all of these people, okay? I know one thing, y'all can't argue with that Kourtney Kardashian as Michael Jackson. That bitch looked just like Michael Jackson. But I have no problem with her being any of those people. It is fucking Halloween. You dress up as who you want to dress up as. So I'm not sitting here talking about no damn Halloween. It is November 2nd. So, you know, we have these celebrity weddings that they put on TV and everybody tunes in. Okay, so what are some of the names that you guys remember of people getting married? We had Chloe and Lamar. We had Candy and Todd. We had Nene and Greg. We had Keisha and Gucci. We had Lala and Carmelo. Kim and Kanye. Fuck, we even had Yandy and Mendeecees. And now we gonna have Jessica Dime and who? What the fuck the nigga name is? Y'all, I want y'all to tell me her man's name right now. I'm talking about, don't look it up unless you are an extreme Jessica Dime fan. You don't know what the fuck his name is. You don't know who this nigga is. And you up here talking about Jessica Dime should have a wedding special on VH1 with her wedding? No. Absolutely not. I got into a full discussion with somebody the other day saying how Mona should give her a special, you know, and that Mona lied to her and saying that VH1 don't have no money in the budget. Okay, you left out VH1 don't have no money in the budget for Jessica Dime and whoever the fuck her man is. Of course they would love to have Cardi B and Offset's wedding. I hope that they don't do it, because I already told you guys that with Gucci and Keisha's wedding, it finally made me realize that, you know, the tenderness and the intimacy of a wedding is really just not there on these televised weddings. So I don't even want to see Cardi and Offset's wedding. But of course VH1 would put the money into seeing them, because everybody want to see them. We don't even know who the fuck you and your man are. If you don't watch Love and Hip Hop, you don't know who Jessica Dime is. We just started liking Jessica last season. Jessica been a fool all the way up until last season. It wasn't until she got her man, who I really do like. I like Jessica Dime and her man, but yeah, we don't like you enough to be trying to give you a whole show around you. Okay, now the best we can do for Jessica Dime is she can get what Mama D got. We're going to give her 15 minutes and go on and get married on the show, and we'll show it on the show and let that be that. But as far as a special, no. Absolutely not. Jessica Dime has always believed in herself a little too much. And I guess I can't be mad at her, because if we don't believe in ourselves, who will? Okay, but she's always thought that she was that bitch even before anybody else thought she was, child. So I can see why she would be upset and think that Mona gonna give her this money. But Mona don't like you like that. Mona got her favorites. Trust me, you are not one of them. Okay, be glad that you got a permanent spot on the show last season. But anything other than that, baby girl, you ain't getting. Stop it, Jessica Dime. Oh, and lastly, you guys, Chris Brown's album. I have not been able to listen to it, but he released his album the other day. It's 45 songs, and from what I've been hearing, it is a really good album. I plan on listening to it this weekend. Something about 45, songs is just, overwhelming to me. I mean, the few songs that I know that they play on the radio, I like Privacy, which is really nasty. I heard the uncut version when I went out for my friend Simone's birthday. And when I heard it, I was just like, oh, he's saying all this? Child, they bleep out half the song because it is really nasty. It's about facing a place, and it's a whole bunch of it's a lot. But from what I understand, people say that it's really good. I can't imagine a 45 song album being good. Like, it's always just 4 or 5 songs that you really, really like. I'm hoping that it's not gonna be like that with this. I mean, if we got 45 songs, I'm gonna need 18 of them to be good. Okay, I can't deal with 38, 39 songs of fluff. So But you guys let me know what you think about Chris Brown's album. I have Apple Music, so I plan on listening to it. It is on Apple Music, right? If it is, I plan on listening to it this weekend. But what y'all think? I know there's a whole bunch of Chris Brown fans out there. Y'all like his new album? Ooh, you guys, I am so late to my appointment. Let me get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.